Hello and welcome and welcome to the Magical Witchy World TV. This is Star Raven Hawk.
And I'm Rhonda Allen. Happy New Year. Yes, we're
Yes,
back.
I wanted to Happy New Year to everyone. I know it's our first show back for 2026. We kind of
Yes.
took a hiatus there for a minute, right? So we
And
are back.
we are back. And I'm just going to own it. Part of it was because I have a little bit of a cough. So hopefully it doesn't show up too much tonight. But
We're trying. We're
on,
trying.
on that note, we have our special guest for our first show of the year,
Yay, 2026.
2026.
It's a magical, witchy world. It's a magical, witchy world.
Woohoo! Carolyn.
Welcome. Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Good to see you, Carolyn.
We are so
Nice to be in your
excited.
room.
Such a pleasure having you here tonight. Okay, Rhonda. So let's hear what we have about Carolyn.
Carolyn. Well, first, welcome, and happy first guest of 2026 for Magic Witchy World.
Yes.
So,
Thank you for having me here.
yes, we would like to introduce you to all of our people watch back by going through your bio first. So, Carolyn Jones is a plant conjurer, holistic practitioner, herbalist, and educator, and a faculty Institute of Herbalism. Her path to plant medicine grew out of lived herbs, flower essences, and spiritual care to navigate and overcome personal tragedies and life challenges. Carolyn has a deep respect for multicultural healing systems, which is demonstrated when she shares how plants can be powerful resilience, healing, and remembering whole. As an acupuncture detoxification specialist and flower essence practitioner, focuses on supporting emotional, spiritual, and mental wellness. Carolyn manages an ethical herbal practice through the HWB Healing Project Mobile Clinic in New York. The clinic is supported by donations from the Herbalists Without Borders International Inc. and enjoys collaborations with the Brooklyn Public Library, Brooklyn Museum on Wheels, and the Bronx Psychiatric Wellness Center, to name a few. Passionate and deeply grounded, her heart centered and comprehensive approach creates a safe space for the community at large, transformative self care in all of its botanical embodiments. And you can reach Carolyn at her website, www.beheal.info, which we will be scrolling through our show tonight. So
Yes.
thank you again for
Thank
joining.
you.
So accomplished, and I know
Yeah.
she's shortening it there because she's accomplished so much more. But we can never tell everything, right? We always do so many things in our lives,
Right.
and it's such a pleasure to have you here. Been looking forward to this conversation with you, Carolyn.
Yes.
And one of the first questions we ask everyone, because we never assume what people are, because like the show is called the Magical Witchy World. That means there are such a multi diverse group of people. What that encompasses.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do was kind of get your idea or what you refer to yourself when you first began your journey to
Mhm.
where you are now and what you call yourself now. Because we have a tendency to call ourselves one thing at the beginning
Mhm.
because we have baby ideas in our heads. And
Yeah.
as the time goes by, we change how we call ourselves. And then we finally get there and we're like, okay, this is what I am now.
Yeah. I understand that. It does come in phases.
Yes, exactly.
Well, there's one thing that I was and I still am, and that's a learner.
Mm.
But back in the day, really, I just referred to myself as an herbalist starting
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
around 2012. And as I began to take on more certifications, then I began to morph into uh, more of who I am today. And I'm still growing, through my learning process and through meeting new people and such. So I call myself a plant conjurer because when I go to create a formula to help someone on their healing journey, um, I wait and listen and let the plants tell me what they want,
Mm,
and then connect it with the knowledge that I have about a particular plant, and find that most times spirit has led me in the right direction without a whole lot of you know going through volumes of texts and stuff,
mhm.
just connecting with the plant and
Right.
what I know. Hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I have actually tasted some of Carolyn's concoctions at the
Mhm.
pool. We met at the pool. Have this, I think it was 2 or 3 times a week,
Hmm.
and it is amazing pool sessions. And we are very happy to be able to do this with her. So it's
Yes,
wonderful.
That
yes.
is fabulous. I love
Yeah.
how you say you let the plant speak to you. Love that. Love
Yeah.
that, love that. So,
Yeah.
um, as Star was saying that there's this pathway. We start out one way and we kind of evolve. And as you say, you're a consummate learner. You're in the process of always learning new things. Tell us
Yeah.
about what
Mhm.
brought you to this journey that you're on. What was it at the very beginning where you said, I need to work with plants for
Hmm.
healing?
And I'm smiling because um, it's usually me posing that question. And it turns out that my response is the same as the responses I get. It grew
Mm,
from pain and wanting
mm,
to heal myself, and
mhm,
experiencing so many violations on different levels from childhood on through adulthood. And
mm,
you know, there came a point in my life where I felt my mind slipping. And I knew that that was most important to me. So I started reading books. I really started with bibliotherapy
mhm,
because there was a lot of shame attached to what happened to me. And I didn't want to tell a person. I wanted to go inside.
mhm,
So I worked with myself from inside out and got rid of the shame. And through different books, Ilyana Van Zant, Eckhart Tolle, Thich Nhat Hanh, so many different avenues of spiritual care,
mhm,
and also finding out that flower essences could help my emotions, help heal my
mm,
emotions. So really, that's why I focusing so much on flower essences for the community at large now. But
Right.
it was a long process, and
yeah.
I often tell this story that I sat with myself in my living room one day, and I forgot what book I was reading,
Mhm,
but it came to mind because I was wondering, well, why can't I seem to get a breakthrough? Why does everything keep falling apart?
mm,
And I listened, and the voice that I heard said, because you've not finished anything.
mm.
Still going, still learning.
Right. So, no, but I would start things and then go on to something else before
Ah,
completing it. Right. And one of the main things that I had not completed was my degree. And I
mm,
so wanted to do that. So I resolved the next morning to go and get the application. I was on unemployment at
yes.
that particular time, and I went and signed for my unemployment check, dressed to the nines because I had to go and get my application. I had to look good to do that.
Right.
Picked up my application. On the way out of the school, I saw this man. He was blonde, blue eyed. I never forget. I forgot his name, but I'll
Mhm,
never forget his
His how he looked.
his
Yeah.
mhm,
countenance.
Yeah.
And I
mm,
said to him, "Where can I get a job?" And I didn't know to call it work study. And it's good I
Mm.
didn't. Because
Right.
he said, "Oh, you want a job?" He said, "Can you type?" I said yes, because I kept my skills up. And
Mhm.
he wrote a note and took me to the parking lot at New York City Tech
Wow.
downtown, right? And when I got in the building, I looked at the note and it said, Michelle, give Miss Jones a typing test."
Mm.
And on that day, my life absolutely turned all the way around. And
Wow.
she said, I passed the typing test with 5 words per minute over what was needed. And she said, if you're willing to wait
Wow.
4 weeks, you have a job. And that's the job I ended up actually retiring from. But through
Blessings.
that, right,
Wow.
through that, it showed me something. But because I had joined Marble Collegiate Church, and the
Mm.
famous minister, Norman Vincent Peale,
Mhm.
I mean, he would do sermons that were really lessons, and I would write over my program where you couldn't even read the program. And one prayer that he said that sticks with me, and I like to share with people, is he said, "I don't care who says you can't make it. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother." He went through the whole family line and then tapped on friends and everyone. And it was a challenge that I was facing. So it resonated with me.
Mhm.
And when you're in a space where no one believes in you but yourself, that's a good space, because
Yeah.
you can just find the strength to believe in yourself and just stay steadfast in that and allow yourself to manifest yourself,
Mm.
then miracles happen.
Yeah. That's
So
wonderful.
well said.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
you mentioned that you are a plant conjurer, and I love that. So I'm going to
Mhm.
ask you, from your point of view, what does that mean to be a plant conjurer?
That means that I have to be respectful of plants and the people who hold them dear.
Mhm.
And I have to continue to learn about them. And one thing that I'm doing with that is to create community of herbalists,
Mm.
so that we are our tribe and we learn from one another. We don't compete with one another. We
Right. Right.
learn
Mhm.
from one
Yeah.
another and grow through that. And you know, hey, look, I'm a tree hugger. So uh
So am I.
yeah,
Probably
Yeah.
so.
so I understand that energy, and it's very real. And if I could get people to understand that feeling, like connect with that feeling, trust that
Mhm.
feeling, and understand that you are one with the plants.
Yeah.
So really, the plants conjured me.
Mm. Right on.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's awesome. I love that.
That
That's
is fabulous.
yeah.
Yes.
So, as a plant conjurer, working with the
Yes.
plants, how do you incorporate this into your daily practice? How is this work a part of your own, how you sustain it, and how you move through your day? Let's put it that way.
Oh, that's nice. I do love to create tea blends. Oh, by the way,
Mm.
I'm on a tear for root beer. I have to bring some to class and start.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God. And so I drink tea. I
Mhm.
bathe in flower water, flower
Mhm.
essence water.
Yeah.
I I can soak my feet with herbs and oils, castor oil to be exact.
Mhm.
Mhm. And sometimes I'll use it in a facial, like rose and witch hazel, or lavender and witch
Mm.
hazel.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
taught a class recently
Nice.
on how to make that.
Beautiful.
So I just really have made plants a part of me, and
Yes.
understand that. Uh, oh, and of course, in the kitchen,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Right
that's a,
on.
so. Just try to remain mindful and intentional about everything that will sustain me for the time I'm supposed to be here.
Right on.
Oh, wow, that's so wonderful.
Mhm. Mhm.
That is really important. So,
Mhm.
actually, that's a great segue into this next question. If you
Mm.
can tell us a little bit about what's become important to you. It sounds like it's been always a very important part of your life, but what's more kind of been frontal more to you right now?
What's important to me as a great grandmother is to nurture the healing part of my great grandson. He's a wonderful
Mhm.
spirit. I can
Mhm.
see that he's a healer just in
Mm.
the way he takes care of me. You know, he'll hear a bump in the next room and say, Graham, are you okay? You know,
Oh, that
and
is fabulous.
right. And he's also very caring of others. He's very tender. And I
Mhm.
know that that's the healing part of him. So I want to be that angel in his life so I could
Right.
let that nurturing spirit that he has remain strong and so that he won't get derailed and will stay on purpose for what he was sent here for. So that's what's most important to me now.
Yeah, that's it sounds like family connection, bonds,
Hmm.
etcetera. But
Yeah,
and just I just wanna just take that a little bit further on that
please.
question because
Hmm.
when we talk about what's important to you, and it is obviously, your great-grandson, this is
Oh, okay.
huge family, but when we talk about, that brings to mind this notion of relationship and tending and nurturing and strengthening bonds and allowing people to really embrace or embody their purpose. How does that connect? Like when I think of that, I think about our next question, which is really about community. Tell us
Mhm.
about your work within community or or what's important to you right now about community.
Oh, I love that.
Mm,
Well, community has always been important to me, and I connect with community as an educator. So,
mhm,
the most important work that I'm doing now is building a relationship through the Catalia Road branch of
mhm,
the Brooklyn Public Library. The
mm,
director gave me permission to run a clinic. We run a free clinic.
beautiful.
Uh, we ran it from July to October last year, and this year we're going to run it from excuse me, to October.
Mm,
We're skipping November and December because of the holidays.
yes,
But
yes.
yeah, and so that I can make the last clinic a celebration of my birthday like I did last year. But
Right
but
on.
yeah, but
I'm sorry, but sorry, you threw that out there. When's your birthday?
October 24th.
Oh, see, okay. I'm 28, so I just had to
Oh, oh,
I
that's my
had to ask.
granddaughter's birthday.
See,
Yes,
October. All these Scorpios in the house.
you
Right
know.
on, right on, right on.
Hmm.
That is
Oh,
fabulous.
right. So I have a team. I don't work alone. I have aromatherapists on my team, clinical herbalists, movement therapists,
Mm,
um, acupuncturists,
mm.
and yeah. So we I like having a 3 ring, 5 ring, 10 ring circus if I can have it, so that the people can learn that you don't have to lean on just one type of healing.
Yes.
Right. You have
Yeah.
options. And, you know, it's good to maintain a routine, but even
Mhm.
for my own healing, I like to do different things. So I was telling Star this week, I did cupping last week.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and acupuncture. And I just before I came on, I took a bath with flower essences in the
Yes.
water. You
Nice. That's
know, right? Because a lot of times people don't want to try a modality out of fear, and
Yes. Mhm.
I'm trying
Mhm. Mhm.
to get people to be more adventurous about their health. Because certainly you're trusting systems that don't sit down and have a long conversation with you about your health and the direction you want to go. So why not trust someone who's asking you the necessary questions?
yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
And may I ask what flower essences were in your that you were working with tonight?
Yes, I had yarrow.
Mhm.
And there were a couple of others. I don't remember the other two, but I
Mhm.
remember yarrow
Yeah.
because it works on generational challenges. It
Love
breaks,
that.
yes, it breaks generational trauma. So, what's interesting about that is I did a session where I allowed people to choose flower essences out of intuition.
Yes.
I thought of
Nice.
yeah, people of color when I read that about Yarrow, and it just so happened to be a Black History event where it
Mm.
was primarily people of color,
Mm-hmm.
and practically everyone who sat with me chose Yarrow
That's
intuitively.
I was just
and,
gonna say that word intuitively. I was just like, wow,
right.
that's and that says a lot about generational trauma
Yes,
on a
yes,
group of people, and that's one of them
Yeah.
that has a lot of trauma placed on them over
right.
the years. So wow, that says a lot.
So that was a wonderful experiment in,
Yeah,
in intuition. Hmm.
Is there anything to all of this stuff? I love when that happens. It's just
yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
just
It
reaffirms.
shows intuitively what comes up and what will play out in our lives. It's just awesome.
Yes.
Exactly.
So my question to you next would be, what would you like to see herbalists or people in general accomplish about their relationship with plants and herbs and all those things?
I would like to see them keep doing the work, but what I would also like to do, it, more than herbalists, I would like to see doctors
Mm.
Mm,
and herbalists come together and offer people integrative medicine.
yeah, that is hard. That is
Yes.
a hard thing
It's a
because
hard thing, but there are some doctors who do it. Very
Mhm.
few,
yeah, because they
but
get kind of bullied. They get kind of bullied and put in their place for that.
right.
So
And also they don't know. They
Mhm.
believe what they've been brought up with.
yeah,
Mhm.
With let's just say we a lot of us have forgotten that the elders got us here.
Yes.
Right. That's how
Yes.
we got here because they went in the woods
right.
Yes.
and pulled out the medicine
That's
and
right.
carried the wisdom.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
right.
But
My
there,
ex
oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, I was just gonna say my ex-husband, the
Mhm.
doctor. I always say
Mhm.
it like that. Um, he and I are great friends, but one of the things that he didn't work with plants so much, but he was open to modalities.
Mhm.
So he was working with biofeedback,
Oh,
his
nice.
stress, and he was working with
Mhm.
biofeedback with his patients. This is back in the 80s.
Yes.
So yeah, if doctors who work in quote unquote Western medicines, but that will also include other types of therapies, that's integrative medicine. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
ideal.
yeah.
And mentioning that, oh joy, my clinic manager is getting trained in biofeedback. So we're going to be,
OMG.
Nice,
yes, so we'll
nice.
be able to direct people to her where she works for that type of treatment. So that's wonderful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. That
awesome.
sounds great.
Mhm.
That is awesome. So, what projects do you, I mean, you mentioned about the work that you have coming up, the clinic that you'll have coming up
Yes.
at the library. Any other projects do you have coming up or things that you're thinking about doing? Here we are at the beginning of 2026. What other projects do you have coming up this year?
Well, Star blew me out of the water this week. The
Literally,
person for whom we
literally.
had last week, when she said you should have a show with the Magical Witchy World Channel. And I said, I agree.
It
So,
is so exciting.
yes. And so I said, oh, I know what I'll do. I developed the show while we were in the water.
Oh my gosh.
And it is going to be around the 20 recipes that I have in my book, Medicine for Your Soul, introducing people to flower
Yes.
essences by creating hydrosols and essential oils. They're more
Mm,
familiar with essential oils.
yes.
And so I'm going to teach people recipes to create misters.
Mm,
That way, flower essences are water based and you could be on any
yes.
medication and take them. However, when it's something new, people are nervous about ingesting it. So I
Mm-hmm.
said, but they like the way things smell.
Yeah, there
So
we
I said,
go.
I'm going to incorporate aromatherapy with it, and of course, hydrosols, which are already water based. And it's just one drop of essential oil you're using. So, yeah, I'm going to introduce all 20 recipes throughout the year.
Yay.
The show is
Beautiful.
going to start in February, the first and third Wednesday of every month. Then December is going to culminate into a big let's talk about what we learned party.
Awesome,
Fabulous. That
awesome.
means
Looking
everybody needs to
forward to
be
it. Looking forward to it.
with their pens handy because
Oh,
this is
it's a
absolute
must
learning
do.
sessions. Yes, so excited. So
Yes.
excited.
I know, right? That's going to be a great show coming up. As she just said, it's going to be a great show coming up beginning February. Okay. All right. So
Yes.
don't forget to look out for that.
Mhm.
Awesome. What other events are you thinking of doing this year? Because don't forget, I did ask you something, right?
Yes. The library, as I mentioned, will have Wellness Wednesdays, and I'm meeting with the director next week, but I've already told her I want to maintain the last Wednesday of the month. So
Hmm.
we'll be doing that. And for the most part, I mean, my life is a project because I every week I do hand massages for seniors up in Queens, so that's very nice. Yeah,
Beautiful.
and get to talk to them if they need to about how they can manage their pain or stress or whatever they're facing. And
Hmm. Hmm.
next week, I'll be working with real dads. I've been looking to work with men, and it's an organization that helps nurture fathers as they navigate their way through fatherhood. So I'll be doing
Hmm.
hand massages for them and wellness consultations. So yeah, it's growing. One
Love
other
it.
thing that I do is I work with Weill Cornell Hospital, and I'm on the research advisory committee. So we talk about
Hmm.
different cancers that affect the community. So we will be introducing a project to the community to help educate the community about clinical trials.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Before we get to
That's.
the last part, there I do have to mention in the
Hmm.
chat, Mr. Spooky Joey, he asked, can a plant conjuring person be a form of hoodoo root work?
If that plant conjurer chooses to be,
Awesome.
Right on.
Awesome.
mhm,
That's it.
that's
For
it.
real. Yeah.
I
For
would
real.
say that I conjured a new life for myself. You know,
Yes.
you're really a conjurer when you can change your own life.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you become who you envision yourself to be.
Hmm. Right on. Well said. Well said. Said.
And Robin didn't, and in the chat, Robin mentioned that that part of integrated medicine would be so valued by everyone in general. But she's saying for her, that would be so valued. And I think that's something that's of great value to a lot of people. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And it's so
Yes.
interesting. In my former life, I'm retired myself from corporate, but in my former life, I
Mhm.
worked in pharmaceuticals and pharmaceutical industry. They pull a lot of their research out of the plant world. And
Plants.
they work with plants, they work with animals to see how they can
Mhm.
heal. So yes, all of these things, not just studying animals, but to see what the healing properties are. So they work with all sorts of that,
Yes.
which is interesting because then doing that, once they start working with the plant, they forego the plant to give us the chemical.
Right.
It's a
For
strange
the,
thing
for the money.
in any case. For the
Mhm.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
money. So scrolling, and we're scrolling again. Mind you, this is www.behealed.info. If there's any
Mhm.
other place that people should look for you, whether you're on social media, they can reach you perhaps at one of the libraries.
Yes.
Is there anything else any other place where people could look for you?
Yes. The library, the address of the library is 1305 Cortelia Road in Brooklyn.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
So if you're in Europe, take a flight.
Right. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
This has been fabulous. I can't
Yeah.
wait because I love working with the plants. It is
Yeah.
my second passion. I got some tinctures brewing in the kitchen now.
Ooh, thank you.
I
Yes.
have
Mhm.
yeah, I got some. Yeah.
Yeah.
But having said that,
Mhm.
lots to look forward to. What here on Magical Witchy World TV starting next month.
Yes.
Can't wait. Thank you so much to be with us. We truly appreciate
Yes.
it. And you can see from the chat, people are excited too. So we appreciate it.
Hopefully, they'll all be joining you on the show that's coming up in February. Awesome. They're
Right.
going to learn some more from you.
And
Thank
for
you.
right now, just to share a little bit about our older shows here on Magical Witchy World, we'll be seeing you, Carolyn, in a little bit.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, okay.
That was so awesome. I
Yeah,
can't
it was so
wait to
wonderful
get
having her
started.
join us, right?
Seriously.
Okay, so on to our astrology for 2026. So at the
Yes.
beginning of the year, we always do like a general scope for the year of what's coming up and
Mhm.
what to look forward to throughout the year, and then we go right back into where the monthly horoscope of each sign. So for today, we're gonna begin for the whole year. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the astrology forecast for the year of 2026 begins. Let's see, 2026 is a number 1 year in numerology, indicating a year of growth and new beginnings. We are all being called to step out of our um, comfort zones, experiment a bit, and push the envelope on what we thought was possible. We are
Mhm.
being guided to make changes, welcome new beginnings, and search for new opportunities. You heard that, right? New
Mhm.
opportunities. Create those for yourself. The old ways, the old habits and routines are no longer going to serve us. Things have changed, times have changed. We have to look forward. We have to push ahead. We have to strive to keep evolving and adapting in order to survive. When we do, the energies of the year will support our growth and help us to flow with all the new cosmic patterns that are unfolding. And one of the most remarkable events taking place in our cosmic skies in 2026 is the start of 6 new karmic cycles. To have this many cosmic shifts happening in 1 year is really special and an indication that we are all shifting into a new paradigm.
Mhm.
The major cosmic shifts to pay attention to this year include Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries, Uranus moving into Gemini, Chiron moving into Taurus, Jupiter moving into Leo, and the nodal axis shifting to Aquarius and Leo. These big cosmic shifts are going to create some ripples in the fabric of our being and activate new personalities, thoughts, feelings, and ideas. We may just surprise ourselves in what new inspirations arise. Okay, what's next,
Yeah,
Rhonda?
it's a big year. February to June, our focus is going to be on calibrating to the new energies. We may feel that sense of wanting to try new things, but it may be difficult for us to know exactly what those things are. This is a good opportunity to flow with the experiment a bit, but not set anything in stone just yet. Of course, we must always listen to our own instincts and intuition first, but it seems that the first part of the year is about nurturing our curiosity, just trying new things and pushing ourselves out of our comfort zones a bit. In the second part of the year from June to December, we feel a lot more confident about what new things we want to. We may have a clearer path at that point and may feel ready to make some commitments. We will feel a little bit more momentum and we'll be able to see the harvest of all we have been planting earlier in the year. Then, as we wrap up 2026, we experience Venus retrograde, which only comes around once every 18 months. This Venus retrograde will be stirring our heart energy and guiding us to check in with our relationships and deeper emotions. This is a very healing time for some heart awakenings. So, ending the year with the Venus retrograde is interesting as it helps us gear up again for the themes now of 2027, which are very much about partnership and working together. Let's now take a deep dive into those major uh, cosmic events, I should say, of 2026 and what you can expect. So, oh,
Yes.
there
Okay,
you go.
sorry about that.
That's okay. It's
Okay.
all right.
Okay, so 6 new karmic cycles that inspire powerful rebirths. January 26th, Neptune in Aries. Neptune returning to Aries is one of the biggest cosmic events of the year and sets us up on a new cycle.
Mm.
Neptune has been in Pisces since 2011, but now it is in Aries and here to stay until 2039. That's a
Ooh,
long period there.
yeah.
This long running cycle is going to change our vision, our dreams and goals, and get us looking in a new creative direction. When Neptune enters Aries, we may feel a need to shift in some way. Our vision or the way we have been looking at things may change. We may slowly start to realize something we couldn't see before. An awakening or an aha moment is also possible.
Hmm.
Neptune moving through Aries is going to create more awareness around our ego, identity, and how we present ourselves to the world and how we show it on from our point of view. There will be a desire to really understand and perhaps even reinvent ourselves in some way. Neptune in Aries can also bring illusions or cast a veil when it comes to who we are, but this veil will eventually lead us to a greater truth. Then we have on February 13th, Saturn in Aries. Saturn moving into Aries is another major cosmic event for 2026 and is the beginning of another big cosmic cycle.
Hmm.
Saturn will tour through Aries for the next 2.5 years, helping us to uncover new blocks, boundaries, and challenges. Saturn wants us to become a master, but that journey requires hard work, dedication, and some failures along the way. But isn't that how we normally learn for best,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Saturn can also make us feel held back and restricted. But once we figure out where we need to be and where we are going, its presence can give us the stamina and determination to make it happen. Aries is the sign of the leader and holds a fiery quality. As Saturn in this placement can really help us to achieve our goals. We may feel more determined to start something new or to plant new seeds, but we will have to be patient to see them come to fruition. And while
Mhm.
Aries wants things to happen yesterday, Saturn is going to slow it down and ensure we are taking methodical and practical steps to achieve our goals. All right.
Right on. Then come April, by April 25th, Gemini, and this is another big cosmic cycle, and that is Uranus moving into Gemini. Uranus has been in Taurus since 2018, and now it is moving into Gemini, where it will remain for the next 7 long cycle. Uranus is the planet, or Uranus, however you choose to pronounce it, is the planet of awakening. But in order to awaken us, it brings surprise, change, and instability. So Uranus shakes the ground we are walking on in order to wake us up and push us out of our comfort zone. This is by April, okay? So around the time into Gemini, pay attention to any sudden developments, shifts, or feelings of instability. This is likely where you'll be doing. If you would like to dive deeper into the changes and shifts you may experience, check out where Uranus in Gemini is situated in your own personal horoscope. Come May 19th, we have Chiron in Taurus. This is another big shift this year is Chiron and into Taurus. Chiron is known as the wounded healer and represents what we come into this life to heal and to transcend. So while Chiron encouraged us to move on and not lick our wounds, Chiron and Taurus wants to slow us down and really understand the nature of our wounding. This is an excellent time to unpack deep wounds and traumas, not fix anything, but to bring acceptance to our wounding. Chiron often deals with the wounds that will never leave us and teaches us not to sugarcoat, but instead allow our wounds to become portals of wisdom, of teaching, and spiritual awareness. Big things for this year. Chiron and Taurus will help us unpack things from the ground up and shift our focus to nourishment, to pleasure, and self-care. Chiron will then move back into Aries on September 17th.
All right. Then
Mhm.
on June 30th, Jupiter in Leo. Another big planetary shift is here to guide us with Jupiter moving into Leo. This will change the pace of the year and set a new focus for us. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, right? So expect something to be highlighted on this day. We may find our attention drawn to a new opportunity or outcome. On a collective level, Jupiter moving into Leo will help fuel some fun, playful energy for all of us because that's what Leo does. We will
Mhm.
be encouraged to lighten up and not take things so seriously. Leo, because does not have some drama, no, actually, Leo does have a tendency to become show dramatic flair. However, so this is also something we can embrace. It's what they do.
Right.
Jupiter
The
moving into
drama,
Leo.
you know.
Yeah, right? Jupiter moving into Leo is also wonderful to support creative endeavors, fashion, and personal branding. Because again, that's a Leo thing. July 26th, the nodal axis shifts to Aquarius and Leo. The nodal axis is connected to our eclipse cycles and shifts every 18 months. On July 26th, we experienced the shift of the north node into Aquarius and the south node into Leo. The north node is where we are heading, and the south node is where we are building on. So you guys can get the idea of how it plays. Having the north node in Aquarius indicates that we are moving towards community and working together. It also indicates rapid advancements in technology. The south node in Leo shows that we are being called to put our needs aside and instead focus on what we can do for others, the collective. While we, of course, cannot ignore our own needs, all the time, this shift requires us to think about what we can give rather than what we can receive.
Mhm.
We are called to think about our needs as a whole rather than as an individual.
And that's
Just some
important.
thoughts there.
Right on. Yeah. Now on to our solar and lunar eclipses. On February 17th, our solar eclipse in Aquarius. The first eclipse of the year falls in Aquarius eclipse, helping to open a brand new wave of energy. And this eclipse think outside the box and may bring some surprising or new developments our way that we didn't see coming. As this is the first eclipse in the Leo Aquarius cycle, this eclipse will also plant seeds for what's to come later in the year and through 2027. On March 3rd, we'll have our Virgo lunar eclipse, and the Virgo lunar eclipse brings a purge energy. We are called to clear away all that is no longer serving us and behaviors that are tied to perfectionism. This eclipse, however, does promise a happy ending. It seems it will be easier for us to see this focus on the positives. It also seems that whatever we're purging will help us to feel lighter and more balanced. By August 12th, we'll have our Leo solar eclipse. And this eclipse is connected to the Aquarius solar eclipse we experienced back in February. We are building on any new beginnings that eclipse brought our way. So he's here to put ourselves first and to think about all the ways we sacrifice ourselves for others. We may have to be a little selfish in some way to assert our boundaries. boundaries we know key important. The challenges we face will likely bring us into a greater state of authenticity. By August 28th, we'll have our Pisces lunar eclipse. And this is the last eclipse in the Virgo Pisces cycle. So a sense of endings and closure may arrive under this eclipse. Pisces is a soft and sensitive energy that can sometimes weaken us and make us more susceptible to the emotions of the world around us. And this may be a challenging eclipse, which will force us to get out of our heads and into our hearts.
Absolutely. Then we have our cosmic conjunctions and rare retrogrades that are begin occurring this year. January 7th, we had Venus conjunct Mars in Capricorn. We started the year with the two cosmic lovers paired side by side in the sign of Capricorn. Venus and Mars coming together represent a perfect union of masculine and feminine, or yin and yang. We feel we felt whole, complete, and balanced in ourselves. The two cosmic lovers coming together is also a positive omen for finding love or feeling enriched and rewarded by our closest relationships. We may feel our hearts opening, a greater sense of attraction, or just a desire to be around those that we love and care for. February 20th, Saturn will conjunct Neptune in Aries. We had a taste of this in 2025, but the grand finale is here with Saturn and Neptune aligning in Aries. Saturn and Neptune come together every 36 years and kick off a new evolution of our spiritual journey. We may experience a thinning of the veil and feel closer to our spiritual essence. Alternatively, we may feel more alive and present with our physical body. This alignment may bring us back down to reality in some way, which will likely trigger a new spiritual understanding. These ideas will be revisited again on April 13th through the 19th as Mars, the planet of action and energy, adds its presence.
Then by October 3rd, we'll have the Venus retrograde in Scorpio and Libra. The planet of love and relationships is set to go retrograde until November 13th. And this cycle aims to open our hearts and heal wounds in our closest relationships. We may be confronted with painful relationship dynamics or find ourselves struggling to express how we really feel. Venus retrograde is a time to level up on all matters of the heart, but in doing so, we are guided to revisit the ways of our past so we can learn from them. Old relationship dynamics or exes may come back into our lives under this transit. It's never a good idea to rekindle an old relationship when Venus is in retrograde, so be patient and instead try to focus on what the relationship is trying to teach you. All right. Venus will begin her retrograde in Scorpio, but make her way back into Libra on October 25th. This shift from Scorpio to Libra will lessen the intensity of the retrograde, but will deepen the lessons. So
Wow.
lots going on
Happening,
this year.
lots happening. A lot of great,
Lots.
a lot of shifts and events and everything that will matter to us, but it's things you'll pay attention to. And when we go through the monthly with you guys starting next week, Friday,
Mhm.
you guys would see how those things will be affecting you personally month to month. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right. So of course we have
So,
to pull a card.
yay.
Woohoo. Well,
Right, Rhonda. So what are we
oh
pulling
my
a card
gosh.
on tonight? What are we pulling a card
So
on tonight?
I just have to, we're going to pull a card, but I have to go back to what we were talking about at the beginning of our astrology piece. We spoke numerologically. We are in
Yes.
a 1 year.
Yeah.
With tarot, with the cards, we're in a 10/1 year because with tarot, it is working with the numerology process. But since we work with the major arcana, we do have a number 10 major arcana card, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So,
Right.
Wheel of Fortune is the dominant energy for the year. Pure numerologists will say, the purists will say, you still must reduce to a single digit. So, a one.
Yes.
That's the
It plays
magician.
out. They're all playing out.
Yes. So I'm just going to go into this for 1 second here. Wheel of Fortune is the card that speaks about how chance and opportunity play in your life, in the world. And the magician speaks about how you are the author author of your reader. So you have
Yeah.
this dynamic between chance and design. That's a strange energy that we have to work with this year. So that is tarot wise, card wise, what we're dealing with. So pulling a card, this is the beginning of the year. It's the first card. So let's just get a taste. Not trying to do too much, but we're just trying to understand what is some of the energy that we need to look forward. It's a single card draw. It's just a generalization, and I already have cards flying out of my hands. I'm going to use the jumper. I'm going to use the top card of my jumper. I had 3 cards jump out, but I'm only going to use the top one. And I'm using Dame Darcy's deck. It's this is a little image, Dame Darcy's little mermaidish kind of thing. And I have the Knight of Cups. Can you
All
see
right.
this? The Knight of Cups. So when I look at this and I think of what my general energy is, y'all are gonna laugh at me. My before I go to bed. You know what my card was last night? Which was my card for today? Knight of Cups. And it wasn't this deck. It was a different deck. So I'm just gonna say this energy is walking with me right now. What is this telling me? When I not a Knight of Cups, a Page of Cups. I'm sorry, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. When I look at the Knight of Cups, the energy that this speaks to me about is how I journey towards that thing that is my heart's desire. So if the energy that I'm walking into this year with, it is about not just going after and trying to strive for anything other than what brings me my greatest joy, how I connect to those people around me, and how I listen to the voices of my ancestors. That's the message that this is telling me about this year.
All right. Okay. All right. I had a couple of jumpers, but I'm only picking one. And of course, I'm sticking to the.
Mm,
I love this deck.
yes,
The Witch's
which is
Tarot by
tarot.
Ellen Dugan. I love her deck, so I tend to stick with that deck because I have an attunement with it,
Mm,
and it talks to me all the time about money. I don't know why.
yes. What did you get
Okay.
now? Oh my goodness. Oh
So
my
I have
God,
the
Star.
I have the Six of Pentacles. Okay,
That is crazy.
and to me it's so interesting because as you said it, I was thinking it that this kind of is the passion and what is this I need my desired heart thing that I need, that land that I keep craving that I want and all of
Yeah.
that. And yes, the struggle went over the hump of the Five of Pentacles and to the Six
Mm,
of Pentacles into
mhm,
getting it and realizing I might have to downsize a little bit, which I'm not happy about.
mm, mm.
But
Ah,
at least I'll be able, if I do certain things, I'll be able to achieve hopefully everything in the way I want it.
right
Uh, but my
on.
money is very protective. If they don't play with my
Right.
money, is very protective about certain things and how it will play out
Yeah.
throughout the year. And yeah, it's this. I love this deck. It's always
That
telling me
is,
what my money is. You notice that, right? All of it
I
kind of comes
mean,
all the time.
that is ridiculous. I saw that come like, oh my God, I have seen that card so many times. You have pulled that card
He's
so
been like,
many
oh,
times.
I'm shuffling the deck sitting I was with you, and all of a sudden it turned
Oh
upside down,
yeah.
and I'm like, really?
Like I'm gonna have to
And I
go
was
with
like,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like I'm what you call optimistic about certain things and what I can achieve,
Yes.
and that gives me a bit of hope more because I hate getting to the point where I'm like, am I able to achieve this or not, kind of a
Right.
thing.
Right.
So yeah, and it comes down to the
Let it happen.
finances all the time. No matter what we say, it's down to the finances. So
Yes.
it is what
True.
it is, and it looks hopeful. So
That's
that's what it
right.
is for me for right now. So we wanted to
Um.
thank everyone for in the
Yes.
chat for
Yes.
being with us tonight. We wanted to thank Carolyn Jones for being on the show tonight. It was such a
Yes.
pleasure having her, and so looking forward to her throughout the year with her own show on
Yes.
the Magickal Witchy World TV. So happy to have her join us. And Rhonda, what else would
Yeah.
we like to do?
if you guys, it's a brand new year. We are looking to grow our
Yes.
channel. We are looking to expand. So please do like, subscribe. And if you can, when you join us, you're on YouTube or wherever you're following us, and share with a friend. We have new shows
Yes.
coming up, Carolyn shows coming up. We're going to be really looking to get some information. She's going to be sharing so much out. You guys, please do like, subscribe, and share.
All right. And we will see you guys all next week. And thank you
Yes.
all so much for being with here as usual with us. Okay.
Yes.
Looking
Thank you
forward to next
all. Have a great weekend.
time. Yay.